session on the menu. I have kind of not forgotten about it, but I left a little bit aside my strength training. Guilty. So back to it. I still usually do an hour a week, even though it is not enough. But back to it now. Today is strength, focusing on stability and all the things I need in triathlon. So I'm going to try and keep it general but specific. Let's do it! Today, I'm going to start with a little warm-up slash mobility, more on the warm-up side. I like to keep things easy because the purpose of a warm-up is just to warm up. And then, I know this looks all really fancy. I am so lucky that I can be here in the studio where I work at, in movement. I promise you, it is actually things you can do and set up at home. And they are going to be so beneficial if you're doing triathlon and if you're not doing strength. Again, I really think it is a good idea to add it in. So yeah, I'm just gonna get started, little warm up, and then going into some full body strength. So I basically took 2 sets of dumbbell, one light, because my upper body strength is a bit limited, and one heavier for the legs. So 5 upper body, 10 on the lower body. But again, if you're just starting, you can even do this body weight, you will have some benefits. And then I just took a set of ankle weight, which is 1.5 kilos, optional if you don't have them, doesn't really matter, and a resistance band. So really basic. And then I just took this little box here. And again, I have a box, so I'm using it, but you can just use the side of your couch, your coffee table, or a chair, whatever. Works perfectly at home. You don't need to have a Pilates box with you. So yeah, pretty simple equipment. All of it that can be found at home. That's why I love it. You don't need a fancy gym to be able to do some great exercises. Just a little bit of stretches and warm up to let my body relax and get ready for some exercise. Honestly, my warm-up routine is always pretty much the same. Because why change something that works? And just a few deep breaths in down dog, usually. And then maybe adding some leg cycles. Just finding a little bit of stretch in my calves and hamstrings. It's fine if you don't have your heels on the floor in your down dog, you don't have to. As long as you're feeling the stretch, it's all that matters. Okay. And then I usually like to add a little bit more movement when I warm up. It just feels nicer on my body, but again, there is no rule. There's no right or wrong, whatever feels right. But really starting to activate the body a little bit. Okay, then a couple of rotation in the upper part of your back. Okay, just finding a little bit of mobility in our thoracic spine. I assure you that if you're spending hours on your bike in forward flexion, you need those. I promise you, you need those. Or even if you're just working at the desk in the office all day, this will feel nice. Okay, as I exhale, I bring it down. Last one, I'm just going to hold it here a little bit. Adding a little bit of back and forth movement again. Okay, just finding a little bit of stretch here to my psoas on the right, to my hip flexors. Just a little bit of folding and opening through the hips. Such a good one also to work on your ankle mobility. That might feel quite intense for some of you. But again, it's fun because what you're aiming for is finding the movement, finding the sensation, not reaching a goal, like a pose as a goal. It's not how it works. You just want to feel that you're actually stretching whatever that looks like. Okay. Okay, and then just same thing on the other side. And then it's just a few dynamic lunges. Okay, no weight, just body weight. Literally just getting my muscles to actually warm up. So something very easy, nothing fancy here. Again, things you can do at home. Okay, and then I just add a little bit of rotation. And then I'm just going to add a few layers here, basically. Okay, and then on the next one, I add some bent knee calf raises. Okay, these ones are actually amazing to work on your ankle stability. If you're someone that is always spraining their ankle, they are so good. Trying to not let your ankle roll out to the side, keeping it nice and in line with your knee as you go up. And also working on your deep calf muscles, the one we need when we run, to have more power. Okay, just one more on each side. Okay, this will do for the warm-up. It's 5 minutes, usually that's what I aim for, no more than 5 minutes, but still just a little bit to not get straight into the heavy things without having my body ready for it. And now I'm going to actually start. Okay, Bulgarian split squat. Okay, for my Bulgarian split squat, I usually do on the top of the foot and not tuck the toes down, just because I really want to bias my front leg, and I really feel like when you're on the toes, you tend to put a little bit more weight on the back leg. But again, that's personal. If you feel more comfortable and stable toes down, just bring the toes down. Okay, and then having quite a wide stance for the Bulgarian split squat. Okay, usually my tempo on those, I go down slow in like 3 counts and up quicker in like 2 counts. Okay. On the last one, I just hold and add my bent knee calf raise, ankle stability again. Soleus, trying to keep your big toes down on the floor. Whew. Oh my God. I try to do a little bit more strength endurance nowadays. So basically, I aim for about 15 reps. What I try to do is really have some weight, so loaded, but try to really hit a higher number of reps, just to try and fatigue those muscles and build also endurance. So yeah, again, you can do those just body weight if you're not used to do them. You'll get some great benefits out of it. And what I try to do, what you want to try to do when you do that is having your feet hip distance apart. If you have your feet too close to the midline, it's going to be harder to find your stability. been a while. I haven't focused on strength. Whew. Feels good though. Okay, I'm actually going to change the height of my box. For you, if you're doing this at home, it doesn't change anything because you can do this on a chair, and I'm pretty sure we all have a chair in our home. But yeah, I'm going to switch that, take something higher. Okay, that's about the height I want. Whew. Okay, so I use this one for basically some single leg squats, where, well, I'm going to show you actually. I'm just going to switch weight because these ones are quite hard. But yeah, basically doing this one, a little bit more eccentric work in the quads when I bend the knee, so controlling. If you are someone that has suffered, I don't know, patellar tendinopathy, or quadriceps tendinopathy. These are pretty good because they don't tend to pull on your tendon as much, and they really build this control that you need, especially if you run downhill. I mean, I find it really useful for running downhill. Okay. So I really try to control here on the lowering, so controlling and then going back up. I try to keep my opposite leg up, so I also work a little bit isometrically on my hip flexors. And you also work here on your glute med. I know it doesn't seem like, but preventing your leg from coming in. So when you're running, also a great exercise, especially if you're someone that feel their knee when they're running. Usually it's like poor control coming from your glutes. So yeah, especially if you have a big valgus, the knees coming in kind of thing. Okay, and when you do this, we tend to claw the toes down on the floor, but try to not do it. Try to keep your feet, your toes actually wide, and so you have the whole. That was really not controlled. I'm dead. So try to actually keep the forefoot down on the floor so you have a better control. These are actually killing me. I did a double training today and I wanted absolutely to fit my strength in, but man, I'm dead. But on this single leg, basically, well, you want to aim and reach fatigue. So it's going to be different for everyone. If you've never done it, you honestly might reach fatigue at 7 or 8. If you're used to it, maybe you can do more. But yeah, it's really depending on everyone. There is not just a one size fits all for all of this. You just want to make sure that you're hitting the muscles. If you start to find the joint hurts, then probably just that's the end. That's your last rep. So always try to target the muscles and keep your joint pain-free. Okay, whew, let's keep going, guys. Okay, then a little bit of a side plank, so obliques, shoulder stability, adductor strength. I just do here an isometric hold. I aim for a minute, but again, it depends where your fatigue point is. Also, you can do this with straight leg. Today my body is tired, so just listening to my body really. So bent knee it is. So basically I have my knee on the box and the bottom leg lifted. Whew, that hurts. A minute here and then a minute on the other side. Okay. Targeting my glute med. Again, a muscle that you really need when you're running, and that you're actually really deconditioning on your bike. I'm sorry, guys, if you're a cyclist turned runner, that might be the cause of all your problems. Weak glutes. Okay, so here again, if you have shoulder pain, you can just lay down on the side. You can actually also do this exercise standing. I like to do it laying on my back because I find it is also a little bit more core stability, which I need for the swim. So let's build this core stability. So basically here, when you're looking down, you want to see your ankle, hip, shoulder kind of on the same line. So if you feel like you're starting to arch or pike, just bring it back in line, trying to prevent the ribs from excessively flaring. Okay. These are actually hard. I swear they look easy, but they are actually hard. Okay, again, I aim for, in these ones, I personally aim for 15 to 20. But again, fatigue. So you want to be at the point where you feel like, oh, I'm kind of losing my form. I'm kind of starting to recruit other muscle groups that are not meant to be working. If that's the case, that's probably your limit. But yeah. Staying in the challenging zone always. Man, I'm suffering here. My legs feel like jelly. And I couldn't even put the music on. Can you believe it, guys? I'm complaining. I couldn't put the music on because David wanted a nice, quiet spot. David, you are the responsible. Sing for me now. Okay. And then all the things I'm really bad at. A little bit of pulling. Okay, you can do this on the knees and you can do it on in a plank. I'll start on the knees just to show you. That's probably too heavy for me today, to be honest. Let me change weight. Okay, now we're good. Again, core, shoulders. Please make me a better swimmer. Tricep too. Okay, here we basically try to prevent the hip dropping. Man, that's hard. Okay, I aim for fatigue, probably here between 8 to 10. That's hard. Okay, so today I did 8 on each side. My body's tired, so I'm keeping it hard, but comfortable. Not pushing too far because I have a few more intense weeks before Port Mac. Even if you have like a water bottle at home, that's honestly enough. Like 1 kilo, 1.5 kilo to start with is great. Okay, so I will keep it to these exercises today. So basically, so the number of reps I just told you, and I just did 3 sets of each exercises. So 3 of the Bulgarian split squat on each leg. Again, 2 or 3 depending how you're feeling, but I think 3 is pretty good. Taking breaks as you need. But yeah, weights on the weights. I actually didn't use the ankle weights in the end today because I just realized my body was tired and I was like, I'm gonna stop here. A little bit is always better than nothing, guys. That's the rule for this Ironman training. So yeah, just going to do a little cool down, a little bit of stretching, and that's a wrap for today. Okay guys, that's a wrap for this week. So this week I kept my strength training really strength. Sometimes I'd be doing more conditioning, like plyometrics, or really targeting core strength. So I really vary basically my training. I try to not stick to just one set of exercise, because I think it's great to be just moving your joints in all a different way and just exploring a little bit more, build power. And plyometrics are honestly great for runners, especially if you want to build speed and improve your pace. But yeah, this week I was tired and I think strength was really lacking in my training, so I targeted it a little bit more. But I had a nice deload week, so started my week easy on the training side of things, and then midweek building back up. I had massive training today. I'm absolutely knackered from it. But yeah, 5 weeks to go. It's getting real now. I'm in the mid of improving my fueling strategy. I think that will be in next week's video, because I think that's a really good topic for all of us beginner, but also something where a lot of people can give a lot of good advices about it. So probably talking about that in next week's video, and also kind of rebuilding my bike, not completely rebuilding it, but just improving it. So yeah, just getting Port Mac ready. I am so excited for it and excited to see how it's going to turn out after those months of training. Thank you so much for watching this week's video, guys. As usual, I just want to remind you and say to you that your support means the world. It is so important to us. David behind the camera, who is spending a lot of time editing and helping me out. And just putting myself out there and sharing that with you. It is just so nice to have such receptive and beautiful community on the other side of the screen. So thank you very much for that, guys. And if you're not following the channel yet, guys, don't forget to drop a like and to subscribe, and I'll see you in next week's video.